Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Solana. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we do have a pullback starting from this high that we created back in July 2023. So we're down 45%, and we're retesting the top of this support block that is set up between $18.25 down to $11.90. So it is very possible we're going to be retesting this $12 region, because of the recent news that we got regarding FTX selling a bunch of Solana starting September 13th. And I do think they're going to be doing it over the counter, obviously. I do think it's very possible they're going to be selling it OTC, over the counter, and it's not really going to affect the markets that much, but the impact of this sort of news has affected Solana quite negatively, and as you can see, we're pulling back down since the news broke, and hopefully we're able to bottom out somewhere in this support block. I would hate to see us lose the June 2023 low. A lot of projects have already lost that low, but hopefully Solana can hold. And if we do hold, that's going to be a really good double bottom pattern playing out on the daily. You can also see we have a green trend line here that we broke out of back in July 2023 when we had this 90% move to the upside, and this is when we broke out of this falling wedge. We took out the target and then some, and now we started pulling back down. So maybe we're just going to be back testing this green trend line as support after we broke out, and we're going to see a move to the upside from there, and that would also mean that we're printing a higher low in respect to this low that we printed in June, and so on and so forth. We're going to be moving up with an uptrend. That's what we're looking for here. But if we start losing this low, things are not going to be looking so good for Solana. At that point, we're going to be expecting a bounce from the lower green trend line, and if we lose that, we're probably going to be coming back down below $10, and we're going to be retesting this January 2023 low. Now, I think that would be our last resort low. It's possible we might wick down into the block here, just like we did back in June or back in December 2022 and January 2023. But overall, if we end up losing this low, things are going to look even worse for Solana. And at that point, we could start targeting the bottom of the block at $7.62. But hopefully it won't come to that, because I know a lot of people are invested into Solana. If your average buying price is somewhere up here, you definitely should start looking at some support levels. And I think buying between $11.25 and $11.90 is a great area for you to either start building your position or to try to bring down that average buying price as much as possible before the bull market. So anywhere within the realms of this area is great. If you manage to catch a few wicks below it, that would be even better. And if you're bullish on the project, obviously, all these short-term price fluctuations shouldn't affect you that much. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see that we do have a support block here that we created back in January 2022. We had multiple back tests over the course of this 1.5 years, and potentially we're moving back down to that area, and historically this has been a very good buying opportunity. For example, the last time we were down there was back in June 2023, which is where we printed this most recent local bottom, and that was obviously a very good entry point. Since that bottom, you did 120x. If you count the wick, then that's 150% to the upside. I said 120x, I meant 120%. So if we end up dipping into this block, that would be a great area for you to accumulate some SOL coins at. And like I said, if we continue dropping below all of these support levels I mentioned, maybe start looking at some support levels down here and set up some buy limit orders in advance. So you have $14.38, $11.90, and then you have this green support trend line, which you can also target. So we'd approximately be looking at $11.50. Then you have the support block that's below us here between $9.85 down to $7.60. Also make sure to never have round numbers in your buy limit orders, but that's not financial advice. So if we end up losing the bottom support block, that's not going to be a very good sign because we don't have much support below the block. As you can see, this was a straight move to the upside in February 2021. So there would not be as much support in this area below $7, and we'd probably even wick down below $5 potentially. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to play out, but like worst case scenario, like I said, I'm hoping to retest the December 2022 low, and that'll be it. But we'll see how things go, and let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Okay, taking a look at the weekly, as you can see, we are losing this support trend line that we created back in January 2023. We had a nice retest in June, and right now we're losing that trend line, so we might be coming up to it to retest it as resistance in the next few weeks with a relief rally. And we're also losing this support trend line that was previously our resistance, and well, it's turned into resistance again. So we hit it back in September 2022, then we came back for a retest this April a few months ago, and then we broke above it in July, but we didn't manage to hold above it, and now we're breaking below once again. So this, for now, all of these trend lines are going to be our resistance zones. We also have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the high in July down to the low in June, and we broke down below the golden ratio, which was at $19.24. We are starting to retest the 786 at $17.50, and our next target is going to be down here, which is obviously the June low at $15.50. So a perfect retest would be great of this low and a potential double bottom pattern, but if we start losing this June low, we'd be targeting these extension levels here, anywhere between $13.30 down to $11, because the 1.618 is going to be your technical target if you actually end up losing this June 2023 low, so $10.86 to be precise. That would be your technical target to the downside. Now, one other thing you want to pay attention to is this large pink trend line. So as you can see, we created this all the way back in November 2021 when we peaked out during the previous bull market. Then we had a retest in April 2022. Then we had a retest here in April 2023 and another retest in June 2023. And then we broke out in July. And right now what could be happening is that we're coming down for a back test of support. We're going to make sure that this pink trend line is now our support. So we're going to confirm that with a back test. And then from there, we'll start moving to the upside into 2024. That is a possible outcome. So if you see the price hanging around the pink trend line here, make sure to add this to your charts. Then, make sure to put some money in Solana at that point. Not a financial advice, of course, but that would be a great point for us to reverse the trend because, we have broken above a major resistance level. We got a lot of volume coming in. Considering the market, of course, this is a lot of volume, and we are just coming back down for a back test of support and moving to the upside from there. And that wouldn't be the worst case scenario because we'd still be technically above this January 2023 low, and that's the important thing here. We want to print a low that's higher than this low so that we can continue this uptrend here that's going to take us into the bull market. So taking a look at the RSI on the weekly, we have a major support here at 38.3. We're going to be looking at a back test there in the next few weeks, and that would be a great entry for you. We also have this descending support trend line, which previously was our resistance, but in January 2023, we broke above, and we managed to stay above for the for all of these months here. So maybe we're going to be coming back down and seeing a back test of that before we eventually go back above this major red block that we have. So as you can see, we do have a major resistance block here, and every time you actually cross below it, you can expect a move to the downside or a continuation of the downtrend. But once you hold above it and you keep back testing it as support, you're actually good to potentially expect a continuation of the uptrend. So until we break above this red trend line, we technically are going to be bearish on the weekly chart. The stochastic is on its way back to the oversold, so we may just end up down here in October, like we were back down here in June 2023, so that would be a great point for us to accumulate. The MACD has just printed the bearish cross, so this is your confirmation of the downtrend. So I would wait before putting a large amount of money into Solana at this point. If you want to average in right now, that's fine, but definitely don't put all your money into Solana. Wait until we break some of these support levels, because I do think we're going to be coming back down to $15.50 at the very least. We also have this massive Fibonacci retracement set up from the low in December 2022, of course assuming that that is actually our bear market low. At this point, we can't really say that because we haven't broken above the August 2022 high. Once we're able to do that, because that is a massive resistance level, once we're able to do that, we can say that we probably printed the bear market bottom and we're going to be moving to the upside from there. But before that happens, we can continue with this downtrend for as long as it takes for us to bottom out before we eventually get to the bull market. So just understand that you need to be breaking resistance levels for you to be bullish. Right now, all you're doing is just, you're creating a short-term uptrend. This is good, but if you start breaking all of these support levels, it's not going to be looking good for the short term. And really, this August high is your most important level, in my opinion, before actually getting to the golden ratio, of course. And if we drop below the January 2023 low, all of this is invalidated, obviously, so you can remove the fib for now. But we just added it, just to see what our prices could be looking at during the next bull market. Just to kind of understand where we could expect the price to go. But obviously, that's all speculation at this point. We don't have a proper bear market bottom as of yet. And that's pretty much everything I have for Solana. Feel free to let me know what you think. Let me know if you're holding any coins right now. What are your support zones that you're targeting? And what are some prices you're going to be eyeballing during the bull market? Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.